The Houston Chamber Choir is one of the city's most treasured professional ensembles. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to increasing the awareness, appreciation, and esteem of choral music through performance, outreach, and education.
I had long had the dream to start a professional choir before coming to Houston, and so I gathered some very talented singers together and made a deal. If they would sing with me as volunteers for a couple of concerts so we could show the city what we could do, then I would take them on as the first crew of professional singers for the Houston Chamber Choir. And that's exactly what we did. And from that point on, the Chamber Choir has grown. We've had a chance to tour in Europe, to the United States. We've had a chance to go into the schools and start education programs. We have grown to be a part of Houston's cultural life. And it has always been my dedication that this would not be something that I would do and then it would fold when I left, but it would become an ongoing part of the Houston cultural scene. And I am happy to say that we are stronger than ever, and going into the future, the Houston Chamber Choir will be a part of Houston's cultural life into the indefinite future.
The Houston Chamber Choir is committed to launching Houston's youth on a lifelong journey with music. As some of you may know, our local school districts are often cutting back on bringing music education into the classroom. And so something that we are committed to is making sure that our local communities have the enrichment that they deserve and that they need with music. One of our great programs is Hear the Future, and it allows our singers to put on a professional concert with a high school choir, a middle school choir, and an elementary school choir. And it's open to the community, and it really is our pride and joy. We really hope that you will help us to continue this great initiative of bringing music to our students in our local community.
One thing that's important to me about the Chamber Choir and the work that we do is that I think choral music is really an emblem of humanity's capacity to connect with one another. I'll never forget one of my favorite experiences went to a school that the first time these children heard me sing, the room was silent. The human voice is great because unlike any other instrument, it's intrinsically connected to other people.
Well, I think one of the most important things that Houston Chamber Choir provides is the connection that we have. I think it's very important to establish that human connection between people, and especially the time I remember it the most for this season would have been our first concert that we had right after Hurricane Harvey, and it was just so moving and powerful, and people they loved it because they felt like we were really connecting with what the community needed at that moment.
We're very busy people. Most of us work full-time jobs or several part-time jobs put together, such as myself. But making music together as a part of an ensemble, all contributing to a sense of a whole that is greater than you, that's somehow transcendent. I think it speaks to a part of the soul that really just kind of goes beyond all that. And it's really special.
Absolutely. And I think it's so wonderful to hear singers' perspective. I get to work on the background for this incredible organization that gives singers the opportunity to have that personal connection, not only with each other and to make this beautiful music every week, but also to reach out to our community and to bring the power and beauty of voices to the Houston community is something that's really, really incredibly special and something that's not found in a lot of major cities here in the United States. So it's really, really exciting.
Soon after starting the Chamber Choir, I remember speaking with one of the great founders of the professional choir movement in the United States. And he said, Bob, there's only one thing harder than starting a professional chamber choir. I said, well, what could that possibly be? He said, keeping it going. And I've come now to understand how true that was. Just as we needed Houston's generosity and support at the beginning, we need it even more now as we go into the future.
Part of what helps Houston Chamber Choir thrive all of these years is the generosity of everyone in our city and across the state. In order for us to go into our schools, to have concerts, around the city to do Miller Outdoor Theater, we rely heavily on the generosity of people like you. I hope that you have it in your hearts to think about ways that you can give back to your city, and one of those ways would be by supporting the Houston Chamber Choir. Any gift of any amount is truly something that will make an impact on our mission and allowing us to keep culture, music appreciation, and history moving forward. Does this jacket make me look like I'm Michael Jackson? I feel pretty awesome in this.
Anyways, oh yes, very good. That's a good one. Oh shoot, you're like a professional dancer. You're like much better than I am, I think.
Shoulder kind of.
Singer perspective. Perspective from singers. Singer perspective. We're singing the perspective of a singer.